Right here on WISC TV and other Wisconsin stations with graphic and disturbing images. It's paid for by the Terry for President campaign. Randall Terry is the presidential candidate for the Constitution Party. Maddie Heims tells us why our station is required by law to run this ad and how voters are reacting to it. Maddie?
Eric, the ad is 30 seconds long and displays disturbing images of aborted fetuses. We as a station are choosing not to air this ad in its entirety during our newscasts, but we think it's important to share how viewers feel about the ad and explain why we're required by law to air it. Randall Terry, a presidential candidate for the Constitution Party, is on the ballot in 13 states, Wisconsin being one of them. That's why his ad showing graphic anti-abortion imagery will soon be shown on our air. We ask viewers how imagery like this affects them when it broadcasts into their home.
I'm sorry, but there are children watching TV. That's totally unacceptable. Totally.
When they come on TV, I change the station.
Some told us that while the images may be unsettling, they can also be effective.
I don't agree with that political messaging, but we're here talking about Palestine. But it's hard for me to make a blanket statement against being exposed to these type of images.
And while some found the graphic images more disturbing than others, most had the same question. How is this allowed?
So what Congress wanted to do was to encourage free speech on broadcast stations for candidates. They didn't want to give broadcasters the opportunity to censor or to play political favorites.
So whether you agree or disagree with the message or how it's delivered, those candidates still have the right to air it.
So it leaves no choice for local broadcasters. And that's a real struggle when the content of the ad flies in the face of the values of the local broadcaster.
That brings us to the big question. Will it affect the vote? Well, viewers we spoke to worry that it could.
It definitely would flip my vote around if I didn't know better to do my own research.
But experts say it's more likely that voters will simply turn away from the election as a whole.
I have a hard time seeing anybody reacting to this ad with anything other than disgust. So I doubt that it would be politically motivating, but it might be demotivating. So I'm so disgusted by the tenor of this election that I'm just going to stay home. That's the only outcome that I could envision.
Again, we will not be showing the ad in full during our newscast. However, it is set to start airing on our airwaves tomorrow, and we will be putting a disclaimer before the ad begins. You can head to channel3000.com right now, where we've written an article diving deeper into the FCC's decisions to allow these ads.